Hello, my fellow human, and welcome back to today's message. First, I'd like to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to support the channel. I'm truly honored to be sharing this time and space with you. And if you are new, welcome. This is our reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. We do things completely differently around here. So with that being said, if the message happens to resonate, it would mean the world to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. So today we are getting a message of clarity. I'm going to be using the Prism Oracle by Nicole Pivaroto? Yeah, we're going to go with that. So we're going to see what is the message of clarity today, Source. I feel like there's been a lot of worry, there's been a lot of anxiety that's been coming up, and definitely it is a feeling that they've been trying to guide you back towards what makes you feel passionate, but there's also a resistance that's coming with that. It's just a very strong feeling. So, Source, what Prism Oracle will help us better understand this message of clarity that you have for my fellow humans today? What is the message of clarity that you have for my fellow humans today? Thank you. All right, we're going to put that there on the bottom of the deck. We have growth. Yeah, growing beyond what we once knew, right? The only thing that's constant in this life is change. And sometimes it's like, it's hard to do growth after you've been doing it for so long. It's like, oh, I'm so sick of growth. I just want to find a stagnant place that I can hang out, a ledge somewhere, and just be there and be content. But eventually the ledge becomes too small for us and we have to continue the climb. And it's just one of those things. It's like there's almost no rest for us, but it comes with its good points and it's sometimes bad points. It's just a part of it. It's like once you know, you can't go back. There's no going back to not knowing. So what is the message of clarity for my fellow humans today, Source? What would you like to say? What is the message of clarity? So we have the 12th house, we have Leo energy, and yeah, the South Node. There's something here to let go of. And it could be blame and guilt, but I'm also feeling like there's a forceful energy here of trying to force yourself into something that doesn't fit. So this could be trying to be someone or trying to do something that just doesn't sit well with your soul. Right? There's just it feels like it's hidden, right? It's definitely hidden, which we're asking for a message of clarity. And so it definitely makes sense towards this journey. But it does feel like this is something that is unknown and maybe has been running you for some time without realizing it. Well, the South Node is something that we've grown comfortable. It's like we're in a comfortably uncomfortable position and we're okay with it because it's what we've known our whole lives. So we just accept it. We just let it be. But it is baggage. It's baggage we're meant to let go of. And with the Leo energy here, it's this feeling of stepping into allowing you to be led by your heart. You know, I always call Leos my brave hearts because you are. If you're a Leo, you understand what I mean when I say that. Nobody leads with their heart quite the way a Leo does. They wear their heart on their sleeves, even though they can sometimes be a little over the top and dramatic. That definitely comes with the territory, but no one is as life-giving as a Leo. You know, they're represented by the sun, and you think about it, everything in the world would cease to exist without the sun. And so it's a kind of love that no one really truly understands. And so there's this feeling where it's like no one truly understands you, but you're trying to shove yourself into something where you're understanding others, but there's no meshing. It just doesn't work. And this is something you're being asked to let go of. And you know what that is, right? Because this is a general reading. It's going to be different for everybody, but you know what that is. It's something that's been called to your heart. It's like some sort of action that you're taking, some sort of inaction, some sort of direction you're being called into. This could be really pouring into psychic rituals. This could be pouring into your psychic gifts, needing to tap into the divine realm, prayer, meditation. You know, there's all these energies that are coming in, but it's like getting that guidance that you need and truly taking action and stepping up in a bold new way with Leo here. But sometimes letting go of all that we've known in our entire lives it's like, who do we become once we let that go? But that's the adventure too, is like figuring that out. It's like, I feel like you're gonna love what you find, but you know, there's still that I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can let go. It feels a little dangerous. It feels a little unnerving. And it's something you're emotionally tied to for sure. Yeah, I have this really weird ache above my left eyebrow right now. Like, this is a really weird, it's very sharp, but it's also kind of dull at the same time, and it's right above my left eyebrow, right where the eyebrow arches at the top. That's where it's at. So a headache, but this also makes me think of the third eye, because this whole area on our forehead is connected to our third eye chakra, and so this feels like I'm not seeing clearly, right? So, which would make sense, a message of clarity. But yeah, it's pretty intense. That feeling is very intense. So we've got the Pope. We've got the Six of Coins. And we've got the Knight of Swords, being your own hero here, and something that maybe isn't giving to you the way that you're giving to it. I mean, like, you're showing up 1,000%, and maybe this thing is giving you 1% in return. But if you've lived your whole life getting breadcrumbed, it might not seem like it's being breadcrumbed because you're so used to this. Like, you're used to receiving so little. And the other thing is that there's a commitment here. With the Pope, this is something that you've committed to. This is something that you have put forth a lot of energy and effort towards. And there's this essence of, if I let this go, who am I going to be? Again, coming in with the Pope. But also, it's very spiritual by nature. So you're being called to do something more spiritual here. Yeah, but with the Eight of Swords on the bottom, there's this fear. Right? There's this fear that I can't do that. I can't become what they're asking me to become. Like, I'd rather be a fly on the wall than to stand out in this way. But with the Knight of Swords here, it's showing that you're the only one that can rush in and change this. There's never going to be someone who comes to your rescue. As unfortunate or fortunate as that is, depending on how you look at it, it ultimately gives the control back to us and reminds us that our fate is in our hands. But it's okay that if you've been committed to something for some time and you don't want to just dump it in the wind. It's like, I just feel like this is changing something, though. It feels like you're changing something, changing the way you're showing up for this. Or maybe instead of putting 1,000% in, you cut back and you give, 50%. It's like allowing yourself space and time to work on the things that you really do want to see in your life. The train is coming. Yeah, freedom. I possess the power. Okay. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. What was I just saying? It gives us the freedom to create our destiny. But there's something here that's holding you back. It's like, I can't do that. Why? And everything that you put in there is like, I can't. I can guarantee that there's an option to overcoming that. It's just become the reason that you've held on to, like, I can't move on because. But there's always an option. There's always an opportunity ahead. It's just the way we look at it. If we don't want to see the opportunities, or if we choose not to see the opportunities, they won't make themselves apparent to us. And sometimes it's just the belief that we're holding on to. Inner life. Your inner life is a garden to be cultivated. It's about tapping within, going within, getting that guidance. Not letting the fear get the best of you. Not letting the anxiety get the best of you. Oh, thank you. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. I don't know why this song's coming in. But it is, so okay. House 2, yeah, physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. So there could be money that's tied to this, or there could be just like, this is what you're expecting your money to come from, or there's something that's materialistically holding you to it. Maybe it's a house, or it's like a project that you started that's really not going anywhere. And it's really taking a toll on your self-worth and your self-confidence. And that's why it's important for you to look at this objectively and see it from outside of the box instead of seeing it from this place of being so tied to emotionally. And you're not doing anything wrong by seeing it from an emotional place. But oftentimes, if we're coming based on our emotions, we will always make snap decisions based on how we feel rather than trying to see the truth of the situation. Which I do feel like there's something here that's been holding you back and weighing heavily on your heart. So this could be involving a relationship, something in your life, a person, a place, or a thing, okay? 1919, we have gratitude. Shift, enthusiasm, gratitude, contentment, and new experiences. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Isn't that a Christian song? Oh, happy day. When Jesus was, he washed my sins away. Something like that. Anyways, I think it's in Sister Act 2, isn't it? Yeah. Anyways, an ample opportunity related to your life's purpose is just around the corner. Take immediate action once it pops up. Of course, a lovely partnership or epic romance is also in the cards. So we did see that as well, right? Like we saw that it could be a love relationship. But there's something here that's about to pop up. But if you're closed off to the opportunity, how will you be able to take that opportunity? This is like reflecting on yourself, seeing yourself and where you're at and what it is that could be potentially blocking you. We have book, wisdom, experience, immortality, and authority. You have authority over your life. And you're the only one that can truly read and understand your story. What experience that has given you. What wisdom that has brought to you. Wow, okay, that card just went flying on the floor. Let me see if I can reach it. Okay, I think I can get it. I gotta move it over. Ay, senor. Ay. Okay. Ay. We're gonna get it. Ah! Okay. So, yeah, I really make a lot of noises all the time. That's just what I do. I can't help it. I remember wondering, did she fart on the kid? No, I literally went, because I do that when I bend over. It's funny. I don't know. I'm weird. We have seagull, cunning, perseverance, fearlessness, survival, and freedom. So this could be a survival tactic that is coming up as well. Something that you've relied on for a long time that has seemingly kept you safe, right? Uncomfortably comfortable. So we have betrayal. Yeah, exactly. Betrayal on the bottom. Breakup, divorce, infidelity. There's some sort of betrayal that's coming up here that's keeping you in an old pattern, in an old cycle. Let's look at this one first. Reflection. Didn't I just say that? It's about reflection? What? Thank you so much, Source. We have confession, prayer, and repentance. Yeah, this is about reflecting on yourself, on your actions, on you. You're the only one that can tell your story. You're the only one that can read your story. Judgment. Okay, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So this could be letting go of judgment of the self. Judgment of the outcome. Yeah. Confusion. Growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. Isn't that funny? We got growth on the bottom of this deck, the Prism deck. So growth hurts, heals, and harnesses a way through the uncertainty. So they're not promising an easy way out. There never is. But you can get through the uncertainty. There's been a lot of confusion recently, and that's been really hard for you. And that's okay. But remembering that the growth is what brings you to the next level. Look at that. 8th house. Transformation. Karma. Facing fears. And leaving legacies. So there's a fear here that you're having a hard time facing. Reflection. Right? That's why we got the reflection card. Fire. Aries, Leo, Sag. Confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. So we got Leo again. So stepping up into your bravery here, right? You are brave enough to do this. You absolutely can take that next step forward. And with the Knight of Swords, we saw you're the only one that can do this. No one's going to come and save you. You have to save yourself. On the bottom, we have forward thinking with 1551, longing, technology, ambition, genius, forward thinking, stress, and depression. So we see that there's a lot of positives here, but there is also the dualistic nature with the stress and depression here. You have more control over your life than you realize. Learn and execute what interests you. Turn things around. It gets better with time. There are plenty of friends to make. So chill out, have fun, open up, and go outside. I love that, right? Especially with freedom coming out, right? And I said that right when freedom came out, is that our lives are in our hands and in no one else's. No one's coming to save us. Fortunately or unfortunately, that means that what we want to do with our lives is in our hands. And so they're saying that take it back. Take back your life. You're the only one that can do that. So let's see what your card is. Oh, wow. We have reflection. So your message of clarity comes with reflecting on yourself, reflecting on where you're going. Let's see what reflection says. All right. Wow. Blue, where are you at, my friend? Okay. See, and blue says, blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. Ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. The color has powerful religious significance across cultures, and this card is also blue. The reflection card here is also blue. Interesting. Blue is also connected to the water element, and as a result is sometimes used to symbolize transition or our emotional depth. Like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. Blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder or SADS disease. Or SADS disorder, I think is what it is. And then blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. So reflection says, some say that certain people or situations in your life act as mirrors that reflect back at you and teach you. What that mirror reveals can act as a source of inspiration, encouraging you to move forward. You may not like what you see, and giving you the opportunity to make some important changes in life. This card is a reminder of the importance of taking time to reflect and partake in some deep self-inquiry. What are the mirrors in your life trying to show you? And what can you learn from them? And how can you move on from that too? Like, what can you do to move forward and be your own hero? Life isn't meant to be easy. I think we've got it confused sometimes with spirituality. We think, oh, I'm going to become spiritual and my life is going to be, peas and carrots, donuts and pie. It's not. It's not. In fact, the more spiritual you become, the more difficult life gets, because the more you realize and recognize the harshness of the world, and the more you're overcoming triggers that you didn't even know that you had, because at one point you weren't even aware triggers were a thing. And so it's like the more awakened you become, the more life throws at you. But it's not because it's a punishment. It's just because it's awareness. And that's why growth hurts. That's why growth is overwhelming. And that's why change is sometimes the most uncomfortable thing that we can go through, because we know leveling up our consciousness means that we also level up the potential to be attacked, for lack of a better word here, attacked more by the woes of the world around us. And so it's just opening up to understanding that we're in charge of our destiny, regardless of what's happening on the outside world, and coming into that centered state and taking action based on what matters to us. Okay, so this is a really powerful reading. But this is what I see here for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little prayer hands emoji down below and say, I choose to tune in and reflect on myself and become my own damn hero. I don't curse, but it has to come out, so I'm going to go with it. And if it resonated, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, You'll find everything you need in the description box. With that, I would like to take this moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful short message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.